Hi everyone! In this video, we will determine the appropriate test for a given scenario. Determine whether a z-test or a t-test is more appropriate for each of the given scenarios. A manufacturing engineer collects data from 50 pacemaker patients and finds the batteries have approximately normally distributed battery life. The sample mean is found to be 12 years with a sample standard deviation of 18 months. In this case, we have the sample mean and the sample standard deviation, and we were told that the data is normally distributed. However, we do not have the population standard deviation, so in this case, we must use a t-distribution or t-test. Our second example states, a nutritionist collects data from a sample of 46 dogs with approximately normally distributed heights. The sample mean is 20 inches and the sample standard deviation is 6 inches. The population standard deviation is 7 inches. In this case, we know that it's normally distributed just like all of the others. We were also given the sample mean and sample standard deviation. However, in this one, we have the population standard deviation, and that's known. This means that we can use the z-test. Our next example states, a hospital collects data from 30 patients for knee replacement procedures. The recovery time is normally distributed with a sample mean of 5 weeks and a sample standard deviation of 1 week, and a population standard deviation of 1.5 weeks. In this case, we have normally distributed with a sample mean and sample standard deviation known. However, we also have the population standard deviation known. In this case, we use a z-test. Our final example states, a sleep researcher investigates the effect exposure to blue light has on sleep duration by collecting data from 400 people. Sleep duration is approximately normally distributed. The sample mean is 7.5 hours with a sample standard deviation of 2 hours. In this case, we were not given the population standard deviation. This means that we must use a t-test. We've now identified each of the tests for each of the given scenarios, so we're all done.